Broadcast. Good evening to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen. My first question to Mr. D Raja. Sir, I'd like you to open the debate. And the Prime Minister said that this is an alliance of the corrupt. He also accused the opposition parties of lacking any kind of agenda and coming together merely for a photo op. How do you see that statement?
It all shows that Prime Minister is jittery because during Karnataka elections, there was a strong issue raised by people. The then BJP government was 40% commission government. Prime Minister campaigned in Karnataka. He never responded to that. He never answered to the people who raised corruption of BJP government at that point of time. Now Prime Minister is speaking too many things, and because everyone knows the ED, IT, CBI, all central agencies are being used by the union government in order to target the opposition leaders, the non-BJP state governments, in order to intimidate them.
But sir, the criticism that the BJP or the Prime Minister which is being levelled is not without its merit. The fact that there is no united agenda or a common minimum program or some kind of a leadership phase that can be projected from the side of the opposition all make it very prone to the criticism that this was a mere photo op and nothing else.
I'm happy wherever Prime Minister goes, there is no camera for a photo opportunity. There is no media to give coverage, live coverage. People should take note what is happening with the Prime Minister's visits wherever he goes, not only abroad, even inside the country. No photos, no camera coverage, footage. So why Prime Minister should resort to such criticism? He should have serious discussion, argument on issues. And the secular democratic parties are concerned with the future of nation. What's going to happen to India? Because the 9-year rule has been proved to be so disastrous, detrimental to the basic tenets of the Constitution, the secular fabric of our society, the federal principles of our governance. And that is why the secular democratic parties are coming together. They have come together and they have declared their common resolve that in order to save the nation, BJP has to be removed from power.
Yes.
Desh Bachao, BJP Hatao. That is the urge among the people and among the secular democratic parties.
It's interesting that you talk about the concept of secular democratic nation, because there was something that was mentioned by the Prime Minister as well, that we work for the benefit of all and for the appeasement of none. Mr. Syed Zafar Islam, I want you to come in. The opposition party says we have a common plank, and the common plank is to defeat the BJP because that is in the national interest. The words like secular are very often used by the opposition parties to put a charge on the BJP that the party indulges in the politics of polarization. I want you to respond to that charge, sir.
Well, they also need to introspect what they have done in the last 70 years, particularly I'm talking about Congress party and then of course the left party as well. They have done nothing for the betterment for the people of this great country. They have only made promises. They never lived up to their own promises. Bijli, Pani, Sadak, all these slogans we have heard from the Congress party, but actually it has not been delivered by our government. In 9 years, we have changed the minds of the people because they always felt the government will never deliver because it's all the false promises they are being made by the successive government. But in 9 years, you ask anybody on the street, they will say that yes, this government has run several welfare schemes, not one or two, 315 welfare schemes. And who are the beneficiaries? The common man on the street. So all these allegations which is being made by Mr. Raja and many other opposition leaders are actually baseless because they all know that all these allegations which they intend to make or the narrative they want to build will not work. because there's a huge number of people who admire the Honorable Prime Minister. And reason why they admire, because their interests have been safeguarded by the Modi government. We have a governance model which actually safeguards the interests of the common man. And that is something which was never been experienced by the ordinary citizen of this great country. That's why what I'm trying to tell you, that no matter what the narratives they want to build, it will not work. Because the beneficiaries who have been benefited by the government, run by the government welfare scheme run by the government, are the ones who acknowledge that this government has made the difference in their life and their quality of life is improved. Because earlier, those who had no home of their own, now they have their home of their own.
All right.
They don't have a water connection at their home. 9 crore people families have got a new water connection. And for sanitation.
So the broad argument,
things,
sir, that you're making is that the welfare schemes do not discriminate between individuals, and that is the hallmark of any welfare state, which is actually secular in its true nature. Yeah, a quick point, and then I want to bring in Congress and Mr. Nalin Mehta also. Yeah.
Let me give you one example. Today, PM has also spoken about Paspanda Samaj. See, the beneficiaries, I'm trying to drive a point. The beneficiaries of all the welfare schemes of the government, it is for Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. So, like for instance, constituency where I am responsible in Bharatiya Janata Party, Muradabad, where the beneficiaries for all the schemes,
I get that point. I get that broad point, sir. I get that broad point.
Because because they have not been, they have always been denied. They have been promised, but they have never been delivered. That's why they are in a state where they need support of the government, and the welfare scheme is something which
let me bring in the